Welcome back to the Don't Make This Weird podcast. I'm your host, Tony, and with me, as always, is Heather. How you doing, Heather? How you doing, Heather?
I'm good. How are you doing, little buddy?
Real talk, I'm fucking exhausted.
Same. But I'm gonna bring this energy because we have people that are popping in and joining us as always. So gonna muscle through this, whatever you say. But it's just basically a catch-up session between you and
yes.
I.
We're gonna
might as well just,
mustard and catch up through this session.
Yeah, mustard and catch up, and maybe give a little wiener at the end.
Could you possibly be referring to last night's episode of Jerks with Dick Bullets?
I fell asleep. You guys were jerkins.
Yeah, we jerked it all over waffles.
Yeah. Oh God, that sounds even worse. I am not sad I missed that. I am okay.
Well, how is your week? Let's get into your week first. I want to see how your week was.
Okay, so basically, I just came off of a 7-day stretch. So,
good Lord.
Yeah, so and throughout this whole thing, you guys are probably gonna find this comedic, but because it is kind of throughout the whole 70 hours, I was putting in applications, and I have about over 80 applications put out there right now.
That's amazing.
In Cairo, like around Cairo area, Saginaw, Cairo, Reese, all that stuff. Because at this point in time, like I said last episode, there really isn't a position back for me in the same company, and I'm okay with that at this point, Right. Sometimes you just kind of got to do what you got to do. So throughout this whole 70 hours, it was, and if anybody's ever worked retail, it's open, close is a killer. So yeah, I've been doing the clopins. So 70 hours opening and closing every single day. I'm surprised I beat it. I only had one day where I broke down, and that was it. But it wasn't at work in front of people, so that's what matters. As a good leader, as a good manager, you try not to show that kind of stuff.
You try to keep your shit together.
Yeah. So then I got one day off. And use that for the powers of good to get shit done around my house, around here. So, it's just a matter of, like, I'm kind of just playing a waiting game right now.
Right.
I have a home to go to. It's a beautiful house. Started already moving stuff. It's 2 blocks away from where you're at. I'm actually going to be heading back that way here shortly, and then heading out to Indiana and whatnot. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week, and I say that often because that's a lot for someone to do 70 hours and to open and close it's a lot on you, and I'm not young anymore.
No.
I'm 44 and I'm starting to feel it. I know for many years since you've known me in the past decade, I've been like, I don't feel like I'm this old. I don't feel like I'm this past week I feel like I'm older than what I have.
Yeah, I just had my 48th birthday, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't remember being this tired.
Yeah, I don't remember running out of the juice.
No wheezing the juice.
People are wheezing the juice out of me. Like, that sounds really bad, too. But it's okay. I'm going to just keep on going. Please don't clip that.
Keep on cruising down the line.
Yeah. So, I mean, but other than that, I can say throughout the whole thing, I've started to put in, good habits and things again, and trying to get a routine. This is not me complaining. I am thankful that I do have a job. I have a roof over my head here and in your neck of the woods. So, like, I really cannot complain.
Right.
But it's exhausting when this happens. So I'm working on finding the next adventure, I suppose, by you. So that's what I've been doing, is just putting a lot of applications in. So anybody in the area, if you know of any leads, I would love to hear about what you got going on, or what where to direct me to where to go, because I'm ready. I've done a solid year. It was a year on the 20, I think I got here on the 26th last year
Yeah.
of July.
Yep.
So I've done a complete year here. And I've done a year. That's all I can say. It's been a very long year. I'm not saying that I'm not good at what I do. I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying that
Your trial membership is expired.
Yes, it's expired, and I am, yeah, I'm out, like, so it's no, I'm like not even hiding it anymore. I'm just like, yep, this is what's happening. But I put the year in.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot. I've done a lot. And so like starting in June, I started taking vacation. So I burned through all of my vacation. And I get another round if I'm still with the company by October 20th. I get a full another 135 hours of vacation. So I'm excited about that. I'm like, all right, I can do this. That's not too long. But I might very well go back to where I'm at in the company, but actually go down lower.
Yeah.
Just until there's another position that opens up as an assistant manager again. Because like I said, it's not that I dislike being an assistant manager. That's really not the case. It's just the 10-hour shifts every day and the open and closes. I'm not a little 20-year-old that used to be able to do that all the time. And even then I used to cry. I'm just going to be honest with you. In my 20s, I was going at it, and I was working full-time, a part-time, and going part-time to college. So
yep.
I'm like, I don't even know how I even existed back then. But I've learned a lot of lessons, and I've come to that conclusion of Caro is home. Caro's home.
Yep.
That's where, I come back there. I run into several people that are, they know me. It's nice. I'm not saying like I always want to be running out looking feral and people be like, Heather. I'm like, oh God, don't look at me. I'm in my sweats that have a hole in the front and you're not supposed to see that. Why am I wearing these? I would like to tell you that I don't own a pair like that, but they ripped recently. But I don't go out in them.
Well, I know somebody knows how to sew if you need a hand.
Yeah, I might. I mean, like, sew up the crotch of my favorite pair of sweats. But anyway, it's different here. It's completely different here. And right now, it's a resort kind of tourist place because it is beautiful. There's lakes every which way you turn here. And right now, the cruise ships are docking here in Alpena.
Yep.
And we're getting all of that traffic, coming into our store. So like our sales and everything and all the people that are new, I'm just like, man, welcome. What can I say today? But you're welcome. But,
right.
It's just I've got a lot of experience that I've gained through this. There's been a lot of obstacles, that I've overcome and it's brought me to that humbling realization of there's just sometimes when you go to try something out and if it doesn't work for you, it's okay to do what you have to do to change things up. I don't feel at any point that I have failed in this journey at all.
Right.
It's just I realized where I belong, like where I want to be. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like I would love to just be back there as a home base and travel, and just travel.
Yeah.
Let's always have home to come home to,
Absolutely.
So that's kind of where I'm at with everything. But that's my speech and my soapbox and my week. Hey. Oh God.
You got a 1-2 punch there for your week. That's good stuff.
There's always good stuff. I do have a couple things over here on
what you got in chat.
And then Mr. Guy comes in saying, "Hi weirdos," and I said, "Well, hello, strange one." He called me Cunny. Oh, hello, Cunny. LOL. Hey, you two. Richard Bullet. Fired, and a year away from home is difficult time.
No kidding.
So, all right, little buddy. Well, how has your week been?
Well, the standard shenanigans. We actually had SMD Monday. Brandon actually brought the fancy little lapel mics because I have a stack of them here that I've been trying to charge.
Nice.
I just haven't had time to do fuck all this week.
I understand, buddy.
Because, attempting to mow and dodging torrential downpour because weather hates me. So I've been working on that, trying my best to get ahead of that. We didn't do a rule of cool due to unforeseen circumstances. And then, of course, last night, as the usual, we did SMD to the tune of Richard Bullets. And yes, shots totally fired. But last Thursday we did the show. It was a great show. And then I did the open mic night, which was always fun. If you guys get the chance, like seriously, get out, go to an open mic, enjoy the time, play in front of people, because that's when you really get the chance to hone your chops. And since, wow, my backpack just fell. All right, cool. It's just like, fuck it, I'm done.
I'm tired too. Fuck you, buddy.
Right. But it's always interesting. And when you can get on stage and you can play and you can hone your craft, whatever instrument that is, whether it's your voice, whether it's an actual instrument like a guitar or a bass or drums or hell, the fucking Bavarian cheese whistle, I don't care. But to take your instrument and to use that and to see what works when you've practiced, in a closet or a bedroom or a living room or whatever. And then you get on stage and you do your thing and you hone your crafts. And it's like, okay, I need to practice that because that's what worked on stage. And that thing that I practiced at home didn't work. So, and you to bring you back on screen here, so we got the split screen again. As well as I do, what different challenges, because you've shared the stage, we shared the stage several times, and going, okay, when we did this for rehearsal, it didn't sound like this, and then when we, or vice versa, when we got on stage and something worked, and you're like, I want to do more of that.
That's what I want to do. Yeah. No, I mean the stage is like the wild, wild west if you think about it. Like,
oh God, yeah.
You never know which way it's gonna go when you finally get up there. And with me, it's always like a jumping into a double dutch kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, is it my turn? Is it? Is it? Do I go now? Do I sing? And you so graciously will be like,
bring it on.
You give me the nod of, it's your turn. But it's totally different. I cut my teeth on musicals at school and musicals at school and just singing at home, and then it went into like doing karaoke and stuff like that. So totally different ball game when you get up on stage, for sure.
Well, and the best part about that is when you learn different things of what works on stage. Like I remember we did the Relay for Life gig with our Relay for Life band with Josh and Sam and Ian, one of the best guys to share the stage with.
Oh, absolutely.
And we were having technical difficulties. And it was great because Josh and Sam started to just kind of vamp and put a little piece of music together. And it was really freaking cool because I got my stuff set up and then we were trying to fix Ian's issue because I think it was his wireless setup or whatever that wasn't working.
Yeah, something.
And we all just started vamping, and we vamped for probably about 10 minutes. And it was so funny because when Ian finally got his stuff fixed and we stopped playing and everybody's like, hey, a little instrumental to bide the time while we're fixing technical difficulties. And everybody's like, yeah. And we're like, wait, that worked?
Yeah. I remember the one time, like there's been some different things that have come up when we have done those shows and shared the stage with you or with each other. One of the things that was interesting is after one of the shows that we did, a guy came up and was like, where's the next place that you guys are playing at? Because
I remember that.
And I was like, what? Like, you do? Okay. Like, and was fun. It was always so much fun, and it always was something that was so meaningful
Hmm.
because, Relay for Life for one, fuck
Yeah.
cancer for two,
Yeah. Fuck cancer.
like it comes around on like my anniversary date, which we're in the month of August now.
Yep.
In 18 days, I celebrate 10 years of
Wow.
saying fuck off cancer and you know do it, keep on moving forward, so.
It has been a decade. Holy shit, little buddy.
Been a
Where's the
decade,
time
dude.
gone?
Yeah, we like just freshly met, and I was
Yeah.
like, I got cancer, dude. Like,
Yep.
this is what's happening, But, and that's the funniest part about it is like you and I had started hanging out, and it was like we watched Bicentennial Man,
Yes.
I believe, yes. And in that movie, he says, that just simply won't do.
Right.
That just simply will not do. I do not accept that. This will not
Right.
do. So that's when it came to, when my doctor told me,
Yep.
like, yeah, I was like, this won't do.
Nope.
This simply will not do. Like, this is not it. This isn't gonna be. So, not trying to get back onto all of this stuff, but we have some friends right now that are dealing with this bullshit,
Right.
and it's sad. It's really sad. It's sad for, all the losses that, we've watched through the years of people dealing and battling this bullshit. And
Yeah.
just, so that's what the relay really is about. Like the raising money for the research to continue, for, honoring our people that we've lost and the people that are still fighting. And that's why it was so important to do the relay for life, to be the band and play there.
Yeah.
That was the real reason. So it's just
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
a dear thing, and we got the chance to share the stage,
yeah,
and that was my first year of being 1 year free, like, is the first time that we did that. So
absolutely. Well, and that's, it's so funny you say that because so many things like talking about not trying to get on a soapbox, but to realize that simply won't do. It's not good enough. We all need to stay vigilant. And I mean, I actually went to a funeral today, lost a friend of a friend through one of the study groups that I go to. And it was interesting because his son got up and gave a little bit of a history and a eulogy. And he's a pastor, and he's like, look, my dad always taught me, keep your hand on the plow. And he's like, sometimes that has some things to do with the work ethic. And he's like, the other times it's just being vigilant and looking forward. So if you have to avoid obstacles, you're not causing more issues because you were looking behind you.
right.
And I was like, fuck, that's so
That
good.
hits. Yeah, that fucking hits, man. So yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those damn things, and it saddens me
Yeah.
that so many people have been touched by this, and sometimes, like, with being somebody who has survived it, bringing that up and celebrating like the 10 years, sometimes I feel kind of like a little shithead about it in a way. I'm
Right.
just being honest. Because people are battling it and people are still struggling through it, and I'm like, 10 years, but it really is like a second wind, second chance, things like that. So it's just, the more the years go by and the more people that are touched by this, like, it's more of a reason why I continue to, want to be more of a part of doing that day, because they do raise a lot of money. So
Well, and I find it interesting too, because like one of our friends, Katie, she's constantly looked at you as an inspiration and vice versa. She's like, girl, if you can do it, so can I. And it's interesting because, yeah, celebrating 10 years, I could get that survivor's guilt. But in the same token, I sit back from an outside perspective, knowing you for this decade and knowing how hard you fight, and go, man, that's inspiring to me, let alone all the other people in the same shoes that either you were in,
Mm.
or are still battling with it to this day and going, nah, fuck that. If Heather can do it, so can I. And it's just, it's awe-inspiring to go, what do you do for those days that you're tired, you are absolutely miserable, and you have no idea how to move forward, but yet you still keep persevering. And it's amazing to have that inspiration after, a decade of doing this shit. Like,
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's days where there's days I want to just crawl back in bed or just stay in bed and just say, you know what? The world can wait.
right.
The world can wait for the day. Like, it can wait.
Yep.
But I can't. I can't do that. And the reasoning why I feel like I have such a strong will is because when you're faced with that shit, like, you don't want to waste any days. You
No.
don't want to waste any moments. You want to be surrounded by people that are family that you've made through the years, and the family that sticks beside you, through the shit. Like, you don't want to give up any moments. You don't want to miss out on anything, So there's days, don't get me wrong, like, I don't want to. There's days I feel like I can't go any further with things, and then I remember that shit and I go, I'm here for a reason, and I can't turn a blind eye even though there's something I really don't want to fucking face. I could have said to, those 70 hours that I just did, like, no. No, I'm staying in bed at least one of these days. I'm not going into work. Instead, I chose to just cry and then wipe my tears off, dust myself off, get up and just keep on fucking going because, I'm lucky to still be able to have that option is really how I look at it. And some days are tough, but
Yeah.
that's what keeps me going. That's what reminds me of, hey, you still have that option to get up every day and to keep on going. And
Yep.
I'm so fucking loved. Like, I truly am, and I appreciate that. I look at that as inspiration of people that just willingly have decided to let me be a part of their lives, and that brings that sunshine for me in my heart, and that's what I try to give back to everybody through tough times too. So.
And you do that.
Oh, I got deep. I got deep.
No, you do that. I mean, without hesitation. It's that constant reciprocation. I mean, good Lord. Everybody knows that when they come on the show here, it's not because I have anything intelligent to say. It's all because of you giving inspiration and giving those heartfelt words to go, look, yeah, it sucks most days. And you know what? I'm probably going to sit in my bed and have a minute, and then I'm going to sip my coffee, fix my shit, and then go kick ass and leave a footprint.
Yeah, and I know that I'm having a rough day because sometimes when I get up and I'm like, I'm gonna get up, I'll have a cup of coffee.
Yep.
And I'll sit there with one fucking sock on. Like, one sock, the other one beside me in my hand, I don't know. But I will sit there and I'll be like, come on, I gotta have this little bit of motivation to put this other fucking sock on. Because even one sock, you know how uncomfortable that is?
Yes. Yes.
You have got to, like, once you put that one on, you're gonna have to put the second one on. So, there's one foot in front of the other. People say that all the time. There's one fucking sock.
One sock in front of the other.
Sock, and then you're gonna have to put that other one on. I know that sounds really funny, but now that I think about it, like, that's what happens. I'm like, well, I got one on. I've committed to one sock. Now I have got to commit to the second one. So it's like, you put that one sock on, you gotta go. You gotta get up and get ready.
According to the great Forrest Gump, sometimes there's just not enough socks.
Oh God! You know what's funny too? I guess I can't always use that analogy because a lot of times I don't fucking wear socks.
I have to wear socks.
cruise right through that and just,
Yeah,
but
my
I
little
still
Hobbit
get
feet won't let me go in public without socks on.
one shoe in that case, you gotta put them damn leg prisons on. Once you have them on, it's like, well, the whole
Right?
day's a fucking gotta do it now. Gotta do it. Gotta do it now. Oh my
Gotta
god,
commit.
I got
Let's
lots
do
going
it.
on. Yeah, I got the leg prisons on. I got one sock on. Son of a bitch.
Well,
I
I mean,
committed to the
as long as you
day.
get your crash hermit, you should be fine.
Yeah, after all that, it's just like, fuck. I committed to this day now. I can't go backwards. Damn it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we
What do
got
we got in chat?
Brian's joining in, says hi all.
Hey,
And
Brian, how you doing? We were just talking about you.
Guy saying Dreamer, hello. Dave is tuning in, saying good evening, everyone. Go to bed, guy. We got a long day ahead of us. Family, Heather, our freaky little family.
Ain't that the truth?
You know what's the best? The best thing is about a bad day. It's over in 24 hours. Yes. So on to that, I just want to say my absolute favorite quote. I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but my absolute favorite fucking quote of all time is attitude is like a flat tire. If you don't fix it, you're not gonna go anywhere.
Yep.
And I have to remind myself that of sometimes, and I will tell you that in 1 second after I get through this. Through these lovely comments, Dave is saying, when can we expect you two in Indy? And guy says, you're not the boss of me. I have to work tomorrow, Dave, so I work from 7 to 4. I then will be driving to Cairo afterwards, staying at the house, and then I'm going to be heading to Indiana the next day. So I will be there. I'll be a day late from you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Tony, but I will be there at least a day late. So
if everything goes according to plan, I will be down there.
I was trying to get a rental car because, Curdy is kind of, old. That's my truck's name. Curdy. I don't know why. One day I was like, "Come on, Curdy." Felt like a name I should have gave it. But I was trying to get a rental.
Yeah.
So I could drive down there, and I'm looking. There is no rentals.
Yeah.
Like absolutely none. Which for here I can understand. People getting off the cruise, they want to have their own vehicle. Probably.
Yep.
They can. Oh, I can afford a cruise. I can afford a rental.
So long, peasant.
So long, peasant. You just drive your curdy old rusty truck. Yeah. So I couldn't find one.
Yeah.
Because another thing about Curdy, no AC.
Gross.
So yeah, I'm not trying to be all, high and mighty about anything, but damn it, it's hot when you don't have AC.
You're not wrong. First world problems, yo.
Yeah, I know, right? So, but anyway, yeah, I'm working on it. That was my thing. Is I was trying to get a rental car.
Right.
Wait, what?
The chat is blowing up now that Dave is there.
Oh my god. Mr. Guy says MTG attitude is like a flat tire. Dave says guy is like a bad fart, nothing good about it, and it's full of hot air. Also, he says, do you need us to pick you up, Heather? Dave is like a fart, sometimes full of air, sometimes full of shit. And Dave is saying, sometimes my farts are air, sometimes my farts are just air.
That's right.
I wish you guys would have got that on the video. Yeah, so that was the plan. Is I was looking for a rental car so that I could drive to Cairo. I'll just give Curdy a break and then I'll drive the next day if if you are driving, but I don't plan on leaving until like the 5th, I think. So
yeah.
So there's that too. But yeah, that's what I got going on. I was gonna say something too, and I completely lost that thought.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, I do.
That's what I've been doing.
That's another thing. That's another thing about being 40. What is that?
That is lion's mane mushroom from our local farmer's market.
Oh, okay. So I thought that was magical, And he was like, ta-da, look at my magic mushrooms. I was like, okay, all
I
right.
mean, that'd be cool if they sold magic mushrooms at a farmer's market, but I don't think that's permitted.
I don't think it is either. They're like, hey, this is really microdose these. Yes. Mm-hmm.
No, this is
Yeah.
honestly, it's the same stuff that was in this when I was getting it.
Oh
I
yeah.
just ran out of this stuff and haven't had the chance to get to more of my supplement. But no, the cool part about lion's mane, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Limitless.
I have not. I've heard of it, but I have not watched it.
So it's with Bradley Cooper. You have to watch it. It's absolutely amazing. So what happens is that the movie starts and he's like this bum, unemployed, the whole entire 9 yards, and he's a writer.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to his apartment. It's absolute shitty, the whole entire 9 yards. Well, then his friend stumbles into him and says, "Hey, man, I got my life together. I'm doing this, that, and the other thing." And he's like, "No, you didn't. What the hell actually happened?" He's like, "Well, I got this pharmaceutical drug that it literally opens up your whole entire brain." That's not what lion's mane is because it's all natural, but it is because it literally takes the neuroreceptors and like the little nexus points in your brain and has more parts of it grow together so you have better connections and the synapses and whatnot. So it's really fucking cool because since I've been on it, I'm like, oh, hey, I don't have the memory of the goldfish with a head injury because I can remember certain things better now than I can with other stuff. But yeah, I mean, dig into it, do some due diligence because this stuff is
I'll
absolutely
it, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I need something that I don't feel like I'm just like, I know Dave is gonna get after me on this one, but I don't take the gummies to go to sleep because of work, and I don't want to sleep through
Yeah.
that. I don't want to sleep through my alarms. I think they're fantastic. I just had the Calm one on the island, and I was out cold. I was out cold.
So microdose it and then wean back from there because that's what I do. If I'm hurting because, picked heavy stuff up and put heavy stuff down during the day, I'll take a quarter dose or something and be like, okay, I just want to relax and drift off to sleep in a very natural, healthy way.
Yeah.
And those ones that
Michael saying have Tony come wake you up, question mark. I'm not actually yet back in Caro. I will be. I'll be living 2 blocks away from him. I've already started to move stuff there, but
right.
Yeah, no, I'm not there yet. I wish I was.
We're gonna be having barbecues every weekend. That's just how it works.
I'm all like trying to pimp out, like, if you know a job that pays good money. Yeah, that's been the biggest thing. Is just trying to find that. But anyway, going back to that, I will look into it, and also, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, I probably should do that instead of just being like, oh, it's a whole gummy. Nom nom nom.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is that I don't care where you're at on the process of whether you support it, whether you don't. Here's the thing. You can use any substance or any chemical to the point to where it causes you to be dependent. And that's not a good thing to do. But if you're using it for medicinal purposes, for health purposes, to maintain and to get your body to do the things that it's supposed to do naturally, but when you're sleep deprived, you're stressed out, you're dehydrated, and you have no actual routine, right?
You're fucked.
You're fucked. Like, there's no two ways about it.
There's nothing that's going to be a big enough Band-Aid for you to be able to be okay.
No, you can't put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole and expect it to heal.
When you're tapped. Like, if you're completely tapped, not going to work out. So, and that's something that I've learned along this process. Like, this whole past year, I have been completely tapped out. I have been pushing and pushing. Like, I finally got to the point where I don't stay after. When it's time for me to go, see ya, I'm out. I don't waste any time with that anymore. There's no point in it. It just, no. I don't mess around with it.
And that's where I'm at is the fact that, it's no mystery. I'm not working for the city this year because apparently I made my boss look bad, but whatever. Onward and upward, because, when you're doing everything in your power to make some scratch and get some things taken care of, it becomes difficult because then you have to make your own routine. You have to make your own schedule and you have to stick to it, because if you don't, then everything just goes fucking haywire.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to come back from that when things start to, do that.
Uh-huh.
But like, and not to just be like our ages, but now that we're at this age, you're 4 years older than me.
48.
Yeah. So, in the 40s, like we should have probably been prepping for 40 like 10 years ago, but we weren't. We were busy being rock stars and doing things and
So last night when we were on Jerks and we were talking about dick bullets, I didn't get the chance to tell the backstory of where dick bullets came from, because that was a Heather saying.
Yeah. It was.
And speaking of prep for our 40s, you actually were in the hospital with me while I was trying to pass my 4mm dick bullet.
Yeah.
And, we both talked a lot during that process of what do we need to do to get our health in order, so that when we're older, we're not dealing with the same shit that our parents dealt with or other friends or whatever, that their health is just absolute hot fucking garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And I think about that still, like to this, like, I'm like, I gotta get this together. I want to still be able to do a lot of things when I do get to that point,
Right.
I don't want to be completely not able to move, and I'm, where do you go from there? A lot of, what? Oh my God, David.
Oh, damn. She gave you the full first name.
So anyway, I'm not talking to you right now, sir. I'm talking about this stuff. So getting health in order. Yes, I was there when that went down. Like, you ended up having kidney stones, or a kidney stone, I think.
A kidney stone.
A kidney stone. And I was there, and you, like, he was to this point where he was like, I'm driving. You drove, what, an hour?
45 minutes, yeah.
45 minutes to the emergency room because we stopped in Caro and you were like, nope, that ain't it.
Nope.
So we drove to Lapeer. You drove to Lapeer. You drove my vehicle to Lapeer.
Yep.
And I think they gave you stuff at the hospital. And I was like, dude, you can't. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm driving. So we get there and you're in the hospital. Did I stay or did I leave? I don't know if I stayed. No, I left.
You left and then you came back.
I stayed. Yeah, and then I came back, and then at that time, I think right before I'd come back or during the time, you finally, like, you passed it.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me see. I want to see what it looks like. I know that sounds really weird, but I was like, I want to see. That's a dick bullet.
It's a dick bullet.
That's a dick bullet, yeah.
Well, and that's how I knew our friendship was like one of those lifetime friendships. Because forget about the excruciating pain I was in and literally like just sitting on the bed going, fuck, that hurt. You're like, I want to see it.
Yeah, total asshole. Like,
so you want to see my dick bullet? You don't want to make sure I'm okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll check you out. I just want to see your dick bullet first.
First and foremost, I was like, I've never saw one before. Like, hold on, let me see this. I was like, oh.
Well, weird. And here's the best part. So the urologist that was there, he's looking at it. And he's like, wow, that's interesting. Yeah. And I'm like, what? He's like, it's black and red. They don't come out black and red. And he's like how rock and roll is that?
Yeah, no, it was too. I was like, what that looks like? I was scared after that. I was like, no. Mm-mm.
Well, and that was the thing, is being in the hospital and they're asking, you're like, hey, does he actually drink water and shit like that? Or is like a soda? Like, what?
Dude, this guy drinks so much water. But when it came down to it, yeah. you drink. You drink the most water of anybody I think I've ever met in my entire life. But they're asking this question, and then they finally come out and say that it was from actually too many greens.
Dark leafy greens, yeah.
It was too many dark leafy greens, and you ended up getting that from that.
Yeah. Which
And
was
it makes me
so
nervous.
freaking weird.
This makes me nervous because I've had a kidney stone in me.
Yeah.
Since the 2022.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I don't want to drink a lot of water because that's gonna push it out, and I don't want to deal with that. Is that horrible? Oh my god. There's a lot going on in chat, and I don't know if I really, really want to read this, but
well, I mean, pop up in chat. What do we got?
All right, so gotta find where we're at. Tony's doing mushrooms. That tracks.
Yeah. Yep. That's how I deal with life.
Michael Bloom says might be laws against that. Unfortunately, Dave. I know what Heather was thinking. No, unfortunately, I'm fully clothed. I was not thinking that, Dave. The movie Limitless is a great movie. Mr. Guy says that Heather, Dave is not fully clothed. He just is mushrooms too. He's just on mushrooms too. Dave says I'm fully clothed. Mr. Guy says whatever you say, naked Dave. Michael Bloom says just have Tony come wake you up. Guy, I will take a selfie right now and send it to you to prove I'm not naked. It was from Dave, not me. Also, Dave says, Dick Bullet, stop talking about Heather's sex toy. Also, Mr. Guy says, I don't want to see Mighty Mouse in half his glory. Please don't send me selfies again. Dave says, oh God, David. I get that a lot. Metallica Dick Bullet. Mr. Guy, Dave, go to bed. You have to get up early. Which they're both traveling tomorrow. Okay, my computer's going to get weird, but it's hot in here, so I'm putting the fan on.
No, go ahead. I actually got to catch up over on Facebook because El Jefe is joining us and says Dick Bullet Deadpool. So apparently that's how awesome my Dick Bullet is because apparently it's a Deadpool Dick Bullet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can see my computer just going wonky right now. It's okay. It's
why does it do that?
USB fan. I got plugged into it. I don't have I have to buy another plug-in head thingy.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but I'm hot, so I can't help it.
Hey, handle your business.
I'm handling my business. But anyway, so this journey.
Yes.
This decade of knowing each other has been such a crazy ride, dude. And I know there's been times where I completely just piss you off and everybody's like, how can you be mad at Heather?
You haven't known her for a decade. Well, and that's
human.
Right. I was going to say that is the beautiful thing about having a friendship with you, like a goddamn good friendship with you for a decade. Like we know what to do to push the other person's buttons. And we're not one of those friends that like, hey, watch this shit.
Yeah, we don't fucking abuse that.
No, we don't abuse it at all.
I don't like people being, I'm just going to be honest. I don't like people being mad at me. I can't stand it. I do not like it. I don't like confrontation. I don't want to fight with people.
Right.
I don't want to say like I'm this little hippie flower child thing, but I also am just like, bring the lights and the rainbows, yes. Just call me River Moonchild, Sunbeam, whatever. But I don't.
What the fuck is in these mushrooms?
Yeah, right. Right. As I think about it too, when I talked about earlier the second chances and stuff, like I don't want to live a life where I'm just angry and mad and trying to piss everybody off all the time. Like, it's no point in it.
Well, and why do that when communication is so easy? Because all you have to do is go, hey, I don't know how to navigate this, but I need to talk about things and we need to come together and figure this out because we're friends. And we've done that countless times where you, me, both of us have sat down and went, I don't know how to navigate this. Let's fucking talk this shit out because what this division or disagreement or distance, even for that matter, of I don't like this. We've cultivated this amazing friendship over a decade and went, hey, you know what? This is pretty cool. We should probably do this for, I don't know, maybe the rest of our life because we're doing epic shit together.
Yeah. I mean, might as well. We've done so many cool fucking things in the time that we've been friends.
Holy
shit.
Not
like a brag or nothing, but it is like we've got a chance to do so many different things.
Right.
But, with that friendship, like it does come down to that. It does come to being able to be like, dude, did you really mean this way? Like, did
Right.
you really say that? Because that kind of fucking hurt,
Right.
And yes, I am a little sensitive soul. I get that. But I'm still gonna tell you when I'm feeling off about something.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna hold back that. I'll be like, don't call me crazy. Not that you ever would, but you've seen through the years that you've known me,
Yep.
and with you too, of all the different ups and downs and some of the
Yeah.
situations that we've had to like deal with, and didn't really, be honest, talk about those things with each other because we were dealing with some toxicity away from each other, not within like our
Right.
friendship. And that's been a tough go to. You've seen me go through a lot. I've seen you
Mm.
go through a lot, and
Huh.
this is really at that point in life where I'm just like,
Yeah.
if it's not something that I have to absolutely deal with, I'm why would I put myself in that situation?
Right.
Same, you know. So,
Well, and it's always interesting when the outside influences, if you will, that are causing a lot of the distractions and the divisions, when that shit gets turned down and we go, wait a minute,
mhm.
what's actually going on here? And then we get on the same level and it's like, oh fuck, I completely missed that.
Yeah.
Or I didn't
Yeah.
even know you were dealing with these types of things. Because,
Mhm.
we're adults, we're grown-ups. I'm not crying, you're crying. I'm doing my thing. And
Yeah.
but in the same token, like how many times in our lives have we gone through something almost parallel and not realized the other person was going through it until after we had, for the most part, gone through it and then finally had a chance to go, hey, I'm struggling with shit.
Mm.
And the other
Hey,
person goes, wait a minute,
me
what?
too. I'm struggling with that too. Did we just become best
Do you
friends?
want to go in the
Like,
garage and do karate? Fuck yeah.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, so that has been something that, there's sometimes you're just like, I don't want to fucking go parallel with this one. Like,
Oh, hell no.
vice versa. There's just times, and the people that have tuned in, they've heard a lot of these stories. There's other people that tune in like after not watching us live or whatever. And one of the things that I can say about the friendship that you and I have cultivated in this decade
Yeah.
is that you've been there through a lot of the times when things have just gone so sideways,
Likewise.
and I think about those things, and for instance, I'm just putting this out here right now. I'm sorry,
Uh-oh.
Tony, but I'm going to. When my mom passed away, Tony woke me up the next day and said, oh, I booked us for pedicures. We're
I
going, get
remember
up, we're
that.
going. And it was, purely so that I didn't just lay in bed and give up.
Right.
So I didn't just keep on going about that route. And honestly, I don't think I've ever really like told you how important that was. Like how much that helped me to continue to be surviving. There's a lot that happened within that little bit of time, and that was one thing, and that's another reason why when things get rocky, like I think about what can I do self-care wise
Right.
that will keep me from going down a dark path, and then when I lost Zach, I came right to the studio like the next day, and I laid in the studio
Yep.
for almost 2 days, just in the dark. You guys came in, you checked in on me, and then finally it was like, okay, little buddy, get your ass up.
Yep.
We got epic shit to do.
Right.
And without you reaching that hand, to go, come on, you're gonna be all right. Things are gonna be all right.
Right.
We got shit to do. I don't know what I would have done, honestly. So
Wow. Thank you. That means a lot. I mean,
yeah, I mean, don't think, like, honestly, I do appreciate you not letting me go into that void, because I could have easily done that.
yeah.
I could have easily done that. That was like 2 years apart from all that situation, a
Yep.
little bit over a year and a half maybe, and I could have easily went down that dark path. I could have easily been angry and bitter. I could have easily just hated and resented life and just, done that. But I'm glad that I am who I am, and I didn't go that route. And even in times when things get crazy and hectic and rough, yeah, I'll cry. But
Right.
you know why I cry? Because I don't want to be an angry asshole.
Right.
I don't yell. I don't fight. I don't want to do that. I just let that shit out
Right.
and then I move on. So, I can't tell people enough to be able to be comfortable in letting that shit out, because I feel like letting it out that way was so much better than me changing my attitude of into a bad, bitter, path.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and I mean,
so
that, I learned very early on to rise to the challenge of telling you or attempting to tell you what you can't do. And you're like, bitch, hold my water because I'm going to fucking do it. And, it's amazing because low point, high point, whatever, there's always been that mutual encouragement of, hey, come on, we got shit to do. You've sat for a minute, you've caught your breath. And I'm not just saying you, I'm saying me too, because you've done the exact same thing to me of, hey, you've sat long enough, you've caught your breath, get up, we're doing epic shit. I know you may not
fucking sock on.
put the other fucking sock on.
Yeah.
And 10 years of that encouragement and not, I struggle with that a lot. Of you're like, hey, we're going to do a little buddy day. And I'm like, I really don't want to. And you're like, get in the fucking car. We're doing epic shit. I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing epic shit.
Get
But
in the flask.
get in the flask, Adrian. But that encouragement, and I mean, that's the thing is that I'm not going to go into to personal stuff, but it's been one of those things where we've seen enough people come in and out of each other's lives to where now having someone in our lives that is significant, and I'm talking about me and my significant other.
Yeah.
But to see that and then to have that support of going, wait a minute, I did make a good choice and this is actually healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And me coming to you and going, how the fuck do I do this?
Wow, how does this happen? I'm just like, dude, what did I tell you?
Right.
I told you at one point in time, I was like, dude, it's gonna happen for you. You're gonna find your significant other. You're gonna find your other half. It's gonna change the way that you feel about relationships and how you view, life in general. And a good person like that, a person that is absolutely the one, that will happen.
Yeah.
There's people, like, I'll be honest, and in my life, there's been times when I was just like, I think this is a person. I was like, nah, that was not a person. Who hit me over the head? Like, what the fuck happened? But there's a time when you absolutely will know.
Yep.
Your person is your person, and you make sacrifices and you figure that stuff out to make it work out. Like you come to a mutual agreement. You make sure that it's a partnership. It's not just I like having this person in my life.
Right.
I like the idea of this person in my life. It's a completely different situation, and I see that with you and Melissa. And it makes my heart very happy for you. I absolutely adore her. I think that you two are very well suited, and I didn't at first. I wasn't sure. I was like, "Is this your girlfriend?" And you're like, and didn't tell me. But finally, when it came out, I was like, "All right." He said it on the podcast, like, "This is legit," and I was very happy for you from the very beginning. Both of you. When you have a win with somebody and that, like, that's your person and you have that win, like, there's nothing better in the world.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is that, I'm still figuring out how to navigate this shit. And I mean, fuck, I'm 48 years old. And it's like, it's the first relationship I've ever been in that has been healthy long-term. And I say that because we're coming up to almost our year anniversary, but it's still one of those things where it's like, we communicate And if we
Yeah.
have an issue that could potentially go sideways because there's miscommunication or there wasn't enough communication, or we both have shit that we brought into the relationship,
Yeah.
like, you know, a big one for me. And guys, talk about this shit to your significant other, because most women have no fucking clue how scared and actually insecure you are. And the shit that I've gone through, I've been in this relationship with this amazing woman, and still don't know why she's nice to me, but hey, I'm gonna ride by the seat of my pants. Scares the fucking shit out of me every goddamn day. Real talk, 100%. And it's not because of anything that she's done, but it's because of my fear and my insecurities of shit that I've gone through in the past. So, you know what? Hey, call me a whiny little bitch, but when you fucking go through trauma, that shit's real.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I agree with you. I agree with you, because when you are actually with your person that you feel that comfortable and be able to be vulnerable with, to lay all of that stuff out, that tells you all you need to know right there.
Right.
If you can actually give all of the things that you hold so deep inside to your person to just be there to sit beside you, you know that you have your person. You know, because you're so vulnerable and you're giving all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so, and you're right. Like, 9 times out of 10, us women are that's part of our love for our friends, our family, our significant others, you know, is to be able to listen, to be able to help walk through whatever it is. At least that's how I feel about it. That's how I am with everybody, is like, okay, I'm giving you a complete safe space to be who you are, with a non-judgment zone here.
And that's huge. I mean, coming from a guy's perspective, I love seeing that shit on social media all the time, like Instagram. You know, you see these in like 30-second segments or something like that. Like, you know, the girls will pop up, guys, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? And then you see like this just big burly guy, and he's like, every day I'm struggling, and he's just doing this fucking goofy dance. And then you see like these words pop up on the screen. Yeah, he's fucked up. He's already fighting this battle in his own head. You know, he's insecure. He's unsure. He's scared as fuck. And most guys don't want to talk about that, but that's the struggle that goes on here, and it goes on here. And prior to all of this engagement with my significant other, I only knew how to be broken internally. And still, to a great extent, there's a lot of my pieces that are still broken, but I'm starting to realize through constant reassurance, and I'm sure it's annoying to her, but she does it, you know, in good grace, that it's okay to be broken until you figure out how to put your pieces back together.
And it is. And to have that person that you can say, hey, I'm having one of them days today.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me that everything's going to be all right?
Yeah, lie to me. Tell me things are going to be great and I'm fine.
Not lie to me. Oh my God. But, you know, even like through our friendship, you know, my mom was my person that I could go to and be like, Mom, are things okay?
Right.
And she'd be like, honey, everything's all right.
Right.
And I took that 1,000%. When she say that, I could chill.
Yep.
I was fine.
Yep.
And I've come to you in times, being my friend in this decade, of, hey,
yep,
things gonna be all right. And you'd say, little buddy, everything's gonna be all right. And I'd say, okay. You know, there's few people that I can actually do that with and be like, okay, it's all right.
Well, technically, I didn't say it was going to be all right. I would give you the saying that you hated of, what are you going to do about it?
But you would also tell me that things were going to be all right as
well. Well, right.
But yes, I hated it at first because I had no fucking clue.
Right, right.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, until you actually said that to me, nobody else ever said that to me. and it opened my eyes.
Yeah.
It made me go, oh, wait a minute. And that's one thing I can definitely say about this whole situation.
Yeah.
You know, getting out of the one situation and moving into my own home back in Caro
Yep.
to getting to this position and moving up here, I came a long way.
Oh yeah.
You know, I feel like I've grown so much in this time because I was like, you know what, fuck this. I can stand up on my own 2 feet. I can
Yep.
take care of me, and I got this, and I had to.
Yep.
It wasn't that I had to prove anything to that little snip. Anyway, it's not like I had to prove anything to Sharkbait. But yeah, I didn't.
Right.
I didn't have to prove it to that person. I didn't have to be like, yeah, I'm better than you. Fuck off. Wanted to, but
Facts,
I didn't.
bro. Facts.
You know, I didn't. But here I am, you know, and I'm just like, and I will not stoop that. I will never go that low again because of somebody. So.
Right. And when you see that inside of yourself, and unfortunately, it takes some shit that you go through.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, nope, that simply won't do. That's not my thing.
It will not do. It'll not do. I will not be moved.
Oh God, that's a good one. What are you gonna do about it? I won't be moved, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Got some things over here on the YouTubes.
Yeah, let's catch up with that, and then we'll do our shout outs.
1 second. I'm getting a phone call.
How about no?
1 second.
You're good. Yeah, thank you guys for blowing it up in chat tonight. It's absolutely great to see, you know, not just on YouTube, but also over on Rumble and Facebook and Twitch. And yes, in the words of Mr. Guy, we have a Twitch. Yes, we do.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm back. Let's see here. Dave says it's like the time Tony told Heather that Dave and I had sex. Then Heather, you too?
Wait.
Oh my God.
What?
Why
does my ass hurt?
And then there's a time on the other side of bad times where Heather and I laughed so hard that our stomachs hurt.
Yes.
Yes. And you can hear that in the video coming up. And I'm just going to say, fantastic job to Editor J. It is a beautiful masterpiece for sure. Shelby's joined in and says, hi, everyone. Dave says, hi, Mike. Shelby says, my name is Shelby. Dave says, hello, my name is Shelby. And he says, wow, lol. Dave says, you don't need to fear you two. You are now friends with 5'6" Wrecking Ball, a drunk bard, and editor Harry Chet. Jay brings his own sweater.
Jay's a sexy sweater.
Yeah. And Dave says it's okay to be broken. It's not okay to do nothing about it.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
Yeah. And guy saying, we have a Twitch. Yeah. And it is. It is okay. It is okay to be broken. But you're right, Dave. It's not okay to not do something about it.
Right.
But a lot of the times we go through life and we think that we're okay. And we sit there and we say, I'm fine. Everything's okay. I'm fine. And I know we all have done that.
Right.
Just trying to get through the next little part. But when you start to realize and you start to notice, it's like, okay, it's time to start fixing this. You know? I've always been a real big advocate for therapy because I have done it and it's worked for me. It doesn't necessarily mean it's for everybody, but sometimes it's good to just talk to a complete damn stranger and unload everything that you won't tell a closest friend, maybe.
Right.
You know, or whatever, a family member, but yeah.
Well, sometimes you got to put out the fire in the dishwasher and turn off the water that flooded the stove and realize, oh, hey, I need to reroute some piping here because that should be the other way around.
Okay. I'm not okay. And it's okay to say that when you're not okay.
Right.
It's okay to say, I am not okay. And it's okay to tell your friends that and your family that so that you can,
Yep.
maybe they'll say, hey, you should probably check into this. Have you thought about that?
Yep.
It's okay to bounce that shit off of people, and it's okay to be real and share that with people.
Absolutely.
Not everybody, I can understand some people are just complete straight up a-holes. Some people just are. But the
I feel
ones that
attacked.
that you can trust in, the ones that you can trust in to talk to, like, reach out.
Yep.
Do it.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of reaching out, we got some shout outs to give here. So
Thinking about reach
arounds, yeah, we're gonna get into
out.
the wall of shame. I mean, wall of fame here.
Well, the shameless.
So as soon as that pops up on the screen, Heather, do you want to do the ones that are under our umbrella, and then I will do the ones that we're affiliated with?
Yes, absolutely. The ones that are under our umbrella, we have the Baghead, who is always winning.
Baghead's always winning.
Tempest Striker Gaming. Suck my deck. Magic Gaming Jerks. This is my brain podcast. You're watching the Don't Make This Weird podcast. Chill Stream, Guitar Fridays. We also have Initiative Impossible. And Was It Worth It?
Yeah. And then the ones we're affiliated with, which we love either guest starring on or co-hosting or doing all the other fun stuff on the channels. Because, we've become this really strange friends media family.
Yeah.
MTG Attitude, MTG Dreamer, Rule of Cool, Twiddler's Place, Action Surge, and Chaos Gaming. Just so much fun, guys. We truly appreciate you. And speaking of that, we're going to move over to our patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Actually, shout out to our patrons. They're the ones that actually help us get these wireless lapel mics. So
thank you.
Exactly. Thank you guys. We got a Weirdo, Editor J, Deckheads, Big Box Dave, and I got a load of Page. And we now have someone at the tier for all of them for our strange friends, and that's Mr. Guy. So thank you, Mr. Guy. We appreciate that of supporting our neat little podcast here and being a strange friend with us.
He's going to tell us, I guarantee. Did I subscribe? I drink a lot.
When did I subscribe? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yes. So if you guys have seen Mr. Guy's Garbage, when we went to the island, I did bring my bestie a little trash can.
Right.
It's one of those little, like, green one that has the lid and the wheels and stuff. So he's been using that on his Mr. Guy's Garbage.
Speaking of that, we need a Mr. Guy's Garbage logo so we can actually talk about that and put that up on the wall of shame.
Yeah, on the wall of shame of our support.
Wall of shame.
I subscribed. Was it Miller time? Yeah, oh, so he had to change it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
right. It was. Yes, it was. So yeah, so we got a couple different things coming up. We have some traveling, some other things that are going on.
Yeah.
Some support, got some things to
gonna support our
done.
As Dave said, our freaky little family.
Freaky little family, our magic family.
Yeah, that's
our
right.
Little magic family. It's been crazy though. Let's I think I talked about this, but so I remember Magic the Gathering. I remember it. These two guys at school.
Yeah. Would
play it in the hall. Or they'd play it at the lunch tables, and I was like, "What is this fucking nerds? Like, what?" And I had no interest. I'm like, "You two are dorks,
right?
Dorks." And they'd play it religiously.
Yep.
Every lunch hour, they would play Magic, and I was like, "What in the hell is this stupid shit?"
Right.
And that's honestly, 15-year-old me did not care. I was all like, "Ooh, boys." Magic was stupid at that time.
I mean, not much has changed because
boys are stupid.
Yeah. It's just the reverse order.
So, that's back in 96.
Okay.
97.
Okay.
96. So fast forward to in 2000 and something, like 2003, 2004, I started getting back into it. I started actually buying packs. I started making decks. Wasn't very good at it. Didn't really understand.
Right.
I convinced my ex-husband that Wrath of God meant I won the game. And I think that's why he was like, I'm selling all of your fucking cards. And he did.
What a dick.
So after that, I didn't get into it. And then I met you and we started playing D&D.
Yep.
And then we started building decks. And
Yep.
then, it just kind of went from there. And we met, we've met so many people because of this game that I thought back in 96 was fucking stupid.
Right. See,
but it's not.
Right. Well, and see, I was on the other end of that because I was one of those nerds that, was getting made fun of. I've played Magic when it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
And, I got beat up. I got my cards tossed, and that's the thing is we didn't know it was going to be a collector's game. We literally had our decks and rubber bands and called it a day. Like that.
Shuffled.
Right. That's shuffled. What we did, Yeah. And I've been playing since 94. So it was one of those things that I was a closet Magic player because I didn't want anybody to know that I was playing. Because every time somebody found out that I was playing cards with my friends, they'd come up and just knock my cards everywhere and knock my friends' cards everywhere. And, it was one of those things. So being a nerd when it wasn't cool and now being a nerd because I can walk into my local game store, sit down and go, oh, you want to throw some cardboard? I'm going to talk the biggest shit game because I don't care about throwing cardboard.
Yeah. And now that leads to not only have we met so many people in the process of doing D&D and in the process of playing Magic and all the music and shit that we've done.
Oh, God,
hacking, all this fun stuff. Like in the decades that we've known each other, we have done so many things that has been interesting. Like we've met so many people.
Yep.
And I think that's probably my most favorite thing is I've met so many people that we have met so many people that have become like family. I mean,
oh God,
face it, the guys at MTG Attitude, they make an annual trip now to come to Michigan to come and see us. Like
I know, it's so crazy.
That's awesome. Like it's so cool that we have that, and now like I'm part of the island and part of the crew.
Wiener Island.
And Wiener Island. I had so much fun out there, and I can't wait for you guys to see the videos of like the camping and all that stuff. Not wieners, just saying, guys. I was just the only lady, and that's why I called it Wiener Island. In my pooping poncho, So I can't wait for you guys to see the video, and see all the like how beautiful it was out there. It was such an amazing trip, and I'm so thankful that I was invited because they don't let ladies on the island.
Nope.
And they were like, "Yeah, you can come." Like, yeah, there you go. All right, yeah. So, and I know it's coming. Yep, there it is. I knew that was gonna happen before it happened. Mm-hmm. We taught Heather how to fish on Wiener Island.
That's fair. Not
for wieners, just saying.
Right.
Just fish.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a thing. I actually was kind of, I don't want to say embarrassed, but in a way, I'm going to be honest with you. Because I've done those tournaments. I fish with a lot of like top anglers and shit. I get out there and I'm just like, come on, fish. What the fuck? I did not catch a bass. I'm going to research it, though. I'm going to catch them next year.
Yeah.
Because I have been invited back. They saved my tiny box to put my gluten-free stuff in.
Don't touch Heather's box.
Don't touch my tiny box. Yeah, so Dave's not mine. So it was a beautiful like trip. The island was fun. I slept in a hammock. That was very comfortable. It was just a good time. You guys will see it in the video. I can't wait for you to. And if you're not subscribed to MTG Attitude, make sure that you guys do. The video is really fun. It's a good time. Like Jay did a great job with it. So.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to you guys seeing it too. So there's a couple different things. Tony's a nerd. His words, not mine. That's from Guy. Brandon says, "Yo, hey Brandon, miss you, buddy." And then Mr. Guy says, "Yo" at Brandon. And also, we taught Heather how to fish on Weena Island.
That's fair.
Whatever. I found quartz on Wiener Island, at least. With rock hunting.
Well, and that's the thing is to go back to the beginning of this whole thing, because I was watching all of these videos on YouTube, and I have to blame Joey Moss, because Joey Moss is the whole reason why all of us crazy Magic players got together with Brian, and we started doing Rule of Cool and doing D&D, which is, goes back to us playing D&D together, and then meeting Dave. And then meeting Guy, and then meeting Jay, and then Rudy, and then, all of these other amazing people that we have met in the process of all of this. And like you said, they make it an annual thing, and we collectively make it, hey, fuck, man. I mean, when, Dave and Guy and Rudy come rolling up, I think I hugged these guys for like a solid 2 minutes, because I was like, holy shit, man, you guys are here.
And that's the best thing, because it's like everybody's excited about that trip, because we're like, yeah, to visit, and we're planning and getting everything together. And like this year it was awesome, because Jen actually had her house available.
Yep.
It was open, so all these different little chains of events that have happened.
Yep.
Throughout before they had gotten here, and that house is gorgeous.
Yep.
The house is absolutely beautiful. So we all we bunked there. I mean, you stayed at your place still, but it's 2 blocks away.
Right.
We bunked there. There was more than enough room, and that led to me being able to come back to Caro and actually be living in that house now.
Yep.
Again, but it's a good thing. That house is a beautiful, like, safe space. And
that's going to be our permanent Airbnb.
I believe so. Yeah. That's going to be a thing every time they come to visit now. It's going to be, you guys come here, and you guys can stay. There's more than enough room. So looking forward to that, because it's going to happen again. They're going to come out next year.
Yeah.
I think they're planning on flying instead, though, because it's quite a hike for that drive.
Yeah, that drive's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for giving me a shout out, Guy. That's nice. She did catch a perch, a pickerel, and something fish.
A rockfish.
Correctly. A what?
A rockfish.
Oh, yeah. They call them rockfish. So we have rock bass here in Michigan. They call those ones rockfish, and they're like what shiners are, but they're huge in that lake. Like, nice. Usually shiners don't live, but this lake is huge. So yeah, I did end up catching it. I don't think I got a picture of that. I have a picture of me with my tiny, like, perch. But it's fine. It's fine. I don't care. It's fine. But it was still a good time, and I did have to learn how to fish, because it's different everywhere you go. Like, I didn't research anything. I was like, this, and when I got there, I went to go get some of my, like, lures and stuff, because I didn't bring them obviously I didn't pack them for the plane. They'd probably be like, nah, you can't take these. So, Guy picked me up from the airport and then took me to Bass Pro, and their Bass Pro is, like, gigantic.
Yeah.
And all the while I'm walking along, and I'm like, oh, dude, like, this is this, and this does this, and this does this, and this does this, and I stopped, and I went, am I lady explaining fishing lures to you? That was so funny. But yeah, I was ready. I was excited, and I was going to get myself a little purple Bass Pro hat, but I did not.
You should have.
I should have. I know. I was like, I should have, and then I could have took that with me fishing every year on the island.
Right.
But I didn't. Hindsight.
Well.
But yeah, I lost a pair of glasses to the lake. There's some fish swimming around with my glasses on right now.
If I know the guys as well as I do, I'm sure one of them has already got it in their Amazon cart.
Oh, a little Bass Pro hat.
Your little Bass Pro hat.
I wanted like a purple little Bass Pro hat, guys. I should have picked it up there, But they're, like I said, their Bass Pro is really big. They have like boats out front, things like that, and we don't have that. So I was just like, what? You have boats and hose? Like, what?
Prestige worldwide.
Yeah, exactly. It was interesting. Like it was such a fun trip, and it was good to see everybody. And like the next morning, getting to Dave's house, and Dave's just like he does the whole like excited dog thing, and I think it's adorable. Dave is such a Dave is a really great human being.
He
Like
is. He
honestly,
truly
the
is.
things that he does, he's an absolute sweetheart, and I kind of feel like it's like gotta protect him at all costs, make sure. But he's the one that you gotta watch out for if anybody messes with somebody that he loves and cares
Oh
about.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would never mess with that man. I'm glad I'm on the good side with you, sir, because yeah, no thanks. I would not screw with that guy.
Yeah, Dave's like all our big brother. I mean, it's funny
Yeah.
because he knows we can handle our shit, but he's like, hey, somebody fucks with you, let me at him.
Yeah, I don't care. That man would be like, I don't know about karate, but yeah.
I don't know karate,
the
but I
best
know
thing-
crazy.
Crazy. Guy says, not bragging, but I only caught a smallmouth bass. You caught several. Whatever.
It was the same one. He kept just bringing it in.
Yeah, every time. He's like, look at this one. He reaches down.
No, the only thing I catch when I go fishing is a cold. So
Yeah.
there's that.
I do enjoy it. I do enjoy fishing, but Dave had this really nice like loose fishing rod, and they're a good price,
Right.
And I decide he's like, here, Heather, try this, and I cast that fucker out, and I bird's nest the shit, and I'm like, oh god, Dave, I'm sorry. Please don't cue me. Don't be mad at me. Yeah, I bird nest that one, and then they hand me a different one. Like I'm like, what am I doing with my life right now?
Yep.
It's like I completely forgot how. Shut up. I'm saying that now before it goes into the chat. It's like I forgot what I was doing.
Yeah.
To be fair, I haven't actually gone out in 2 seasons.
Wow. Has it been that long?
It's been that long since I've actually went out fishing. So,
wow.
It was just, yeah. I left that situation, and I had not fished since. So.
I mean, as they say in the funny papers, I don't sports ball. So whether it's fishing or any of the sports stuff, I'm not that great at it. And, it's funny because they're like, Dave's like, you work out, you do all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, just because I'm not trying to die by the time I reach 60
right,
and I can still walk around. Yeah. But, and here's the thing. I did not realize this until I was in the band that I was in, because I was like, well, what is your perspective of me? How do you receive me? He's like, well, you're just this big fucking bodybuilder guy and you do your shit. I'm like, dude, I was the frail asthmatic allergy kid that was allergic to everything for 3/4 of my life. And it wasn't until about 10, 15 years ago that I started to get my health in order.
Yeah.
So I could do the things that I needed to do. And now it's like, I ride my bike. I go for long walks. Here's my display of supplements that I'm taking to maintain my health. I can breathe. It's a plus.
So I got something to say about that too when you're done. Sorry.
Well, it was so weird being told from the band that I was in that I was this beefed up bodybuilder guy. And I'm like, no, but I appreciate that because, I don't sports ball. I don't do any of the, I love camping.
Yeah.
I love camping during the times when fuck mosquitoes. Because, I like to wait till it's like a bit colder when all the things that torture you in the fucking woods die.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was something out there at the island. Like those mosquitoes were like, yeah, we haven't had a good meal in like a month or two.
Well, see, when I get out there, they're gonna leave you all alone because I will be the fucking feast.
Yeah, then you definitely need to come.
Yeah, so I'll be your pest control. But no,
I was gonna say, like, I want to add on to what you were just saying about the breathing and everything. So like when I first met you, you were fucking attached to the breathing treatments.
Right.
You were attached to that damn thing.
Yeah.
And I think in the time, like in the past, 3 years,
It'll be 4 years in November.
4 years, I barely have seen you actually have to use one of those treatments.
Yeah.
And you were fucking attached to it. Like
Right.
when we went to the cabin
Yep.
for with Leon and
Yep.
stuff, you had it with you out there.
Yep.
Like it was a completely different, it's amazing to see the difference in what you have done to make that difference in your life.
Right.
So yeah, when we first met, that you were attached to that fucking thing. Like you had to take several a day.
Yeah.
Several a day.
And that's what was so crazy about it. I actually ran into a friend of mine here recently at the farmer's market. And they're like, how are you riding your bike? How are you doing all this other stuff? I'm like, dude, I ride my bike for fun. Plus, it saves a shit ton of gas. And I'm like, you have to realize, prior to 4 years ago, I couldn't ride a bike without being winded just walking up my driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And now I ride my bike just to go, fuck yeah. I want the wind in my hair and my, earbuds in my ears and jam it to some Van Halen or something because, exercise is now leisure to me because it helps me relax and decompress. And the cool thing about riding a bike, it's great for endurance. It's great for stamina. And, if you want to push yourself, yeah, it's absolutely amazing for cardio. But I don't care about that. I do it to decompress because I can ride my bike and fucking breathe. Like, not being able to do that shit all my life, and now I can do it. It's like, fuck yes, man.
That's a fucking amazing win. And I noticed that too. Like, you brought it up and I was like, yeah, it's been many years. And I think I've only seen you have to take maybe a handful, if that, of your breathing treatments.
A big part of it is I quit smoking November 14th of 19. Yeah. So, fuck no, it'll be 5 years. Holy shit.
5 years.
Wow. Because math and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I see, and that's the thing is I completely had the year off, but not even realizing how long it's been since I've not smoked anything. And being able to breathe. And like you said, when you first met me, I was attached to my fucking nebulizer because I couldn't walk 2 spaces without having to do another treatment.
Yeah, and you were miserable.
Yeah, it was fucking miserable. And like that's the thing is when we were talking about this, and I'm going to sum this up really quick, guys. Lion's Mane, do the due diligence. Your health is something you will never get back. So if you're not getting the questions answered, go to a different person. Get the questions answered.
Yeah.
Repair the shit that you've done to your body because that's what your body is supposed to do if you give it the things that it needs.
And the one thing I can definitely tell you guys is routine is so essential. Since I started doing my routine, I've been packing my lunch. I've been cooking, making my dinners at home. When I'm off, I make lunch.
Yes.
Where I was just taking the easy route, and I started to get back into those really bad habits again, where I wouldn't eat lunch, and then I'd get home, I'd be absolutely starving, and now I have a routine where I pack my lunch. I make my own coffee in the morning. I know what I'm putting in it. I know what's going into it, and I make sure that I know what's going into my lunches. I bought this little salad chopper thingy. Nice. And I've been making chopped salads and craving stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
But it's because I got a routine. I'm going to bed at least at almost the same time every night.
Yep.
I'm getting up almost the same time every day. I'm making sure that I'm making those healthy habits and changing that up. But I also do know I will fuck around and find out if I stray from doing that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Routine is where it's at, honestly.
Yep. That's what it's about.
There's one more thing that was in chat, and Mr. Guy says, next year's challenge, teach Tony how to fish.
And wait, Heather?
What? No. That guy's going to get a punked.
Yeah. To the moon. Pow, right in the kisser.
He thinks we're besties? Nah. Keep talking like that. Anyway. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with us, listening to us. This was kind of more of a of a real talk kind of situation this week. But I love those talks. I love to be
Yeah.
able to share that stuff, and for all of you guys hanging out with us, use much appreciated. Remember to go and like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Those people that we put up, to support everybody in the community that we have hanging out with us, and
Yes.
like, subscribe, hit that like button here. We do appreciate that very much if you're already hanging out here. And we will see you. I don't know if I will be back next Thursday. I have to actually take a look at my schedule because I'm
On
fancy
my
like that.
schedule.
I got to check my schedule out. But either way, Tony, or maybe Tony will take time off. I don't know.
Possibly.
But yeah, absolutely look forward to coming back again and hanging out. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting us as well. You got anything before we go ahead and close this out?
I think that's it. I think yeah, we'll see you guys when we see you, because live life, man.
Life is best lived, buddy. Life is best lived, little buddy.
That's
All
right.
right, guys, remember, keep it weird.
Bye.
Bye.